Technically Speaking Live. Technically Speaking Live. I'd like to say that I skipped the intro on purpose, and I guess you could say that I skipped the intro on purpose, but it's because my wife and I switched laptops, and I don't know where I put the video file. So there's no intro today, straight cold open. Welcome to Technically Speaking Live. It is Wednesday, 8-ish p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Nope, not Eastern Standard Time. It is Eastern Time. It is definitely Eastern Time, just regular old Eastern Time. It's probably sometime tomorrow in Australia. I don't know how to clock. I don't know how to clock. As always, we have Stats in studio with us. Stats, what's going on, brother?
Hello, everybody. Yes, it is 8:18 Eastern Daylight Time.
Whatever, who cares?
Here in beautiful, gorgeous, perfect temperature
Jesus.
for your big body Cadillac
Big body.
life.
The big body.
Columbus,
I
Ohio.
am no longer known as big.
Well, now you're big body Jeep.
No, I'm not Big Body Cadillac anymore. I am now known as Big Papa Peach.
Big Papa Peach.
Yeah, because that's what Ben Folds called me one time.
Well, I mean, that's cool.
As you'll notice, a couple upgrades to the live show this week, and I would like to tell you that it's also because I took the week off last week, but quite honestly, both you and I were exhausted. Exhausted. I couldn't.
I was going to say.
I couldn't
when
do
did you
anything.
Take the week off? Oh, we took the week off the live show. It's not like we actually took the week off.
No,
we just took the week off the live show.
I'm still exhausted as it is. I'm tired as it is. So, welcome to another show. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of things. But again, the upgrades that you see, pow pow, fire and ice lights beside me, well, beside and out of the frame. I'm digging this look.
Courtesy of your unhealthy addiction to Midwest photo.
Midwest photography. I went in and traded in a ton of gear that I wasn't using because I don't have any money to spend. I traded in a bunch of gear and got some lights that these are the Nan lights, and I have been dying to get them, and I got them. And then I also worked on the frames that you see here, the white frames.
We have a non-YouTube commenter saying to turn up my volume, please.
Roger that. Hang on. Who is it?
It's my father. So he's
Hey here, old man. Turn up that hearing aid. I'm kidding. You know I have nothing but love for you. I would never mean anything at all by that, but I have him basically at max.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
Or you could just swallow the mic like I do.
What?
Exactly. All right. Hopefully that's a lot better. Try to give me a talk.
And testing 1 2. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Technically Speaking after a 1-week hiatus because we are middle-aged, exhausted.
I can tell you that you still
very quiet.
No, you're not very quiet. It's just not as loud as mine.
Well, of course.
Yeah,
I'm not as loud as you are.
Is that Danny Bonaducci's brother?
I get the reference, but I haven't seen a picture of him recently, so
I'm going to assume
either that or your haircut. One of the two.
I'm going to assume you meant because of homeless Conor McGregor over there. I'm going to guess. Nope, not Danny Bonaducci's brother. That's homeless Conor McGregor, as Tech Odyssey likes to call it. Miss Sheila, thank you so much for the lighting comment. So it's definitely been interesting last couple weeks. I've made a couple videos come out. I had a really good video come out about Amazon Sidewalk. If you have not opted out of that, they have changed the settings. It's buried within a few settings menus in your Alexa or your Ring app. It is in there. We were at the golf course with a friend of ours, and I had to look around to see if you could find how to get out and opt out of Sidewalk. He was, as a matter of fact, opted in. He had no idea what we were talking about. So my friends don't watch my videos. And that's not a big shocker.
Well, in fairness, that friend also has a 10-week-old, and he's in school, and he's working full-time.
I am hearing nothing but a bunch of excuses for a Bob. That's what I'm hearing. A bunch of excuses for a Bob. If you know what a Bob is, you know what I'm talking about. All right, let's go ahead and get into the show. Look, antivirus pioneer passed away. Died in a prison cell in Japan. Japan? Also Spain. Japan. Where did that come from?
I don't know.
I'm not going to get political or anything like that. He's gone. John McAfee. Is it McAfee? McAfee? Whatever. Creator of the most useless antivirus now on the planet.
But it was one of the first ones that actually did anything.
It was one of the first ones that did anything, and it's also completely worthless. Don't put an antivirus on your computer. Is now Mike, don't get into it. Text 702. I get it. Don't get into it. Look, we're not going to go down that path. I'm not going to get political on it. I'm not going to get conspiracy theory. That's your one. Everybody gets one, Spider-Man.
Well, that's the one for him and the one for the chat.
Yep. Look, we're not going to get into the conspiracy theory stuff. I have my thoughts. Not going to get into it, but he did make a huge impact in the tech arena. So he again made the first antivirus that actually did anything. It's not worth anything now, in my opinion. So take that as you will.
I agree with Chanel. And these days, after the heyday of antivirus, the late 90s, early 2000s, when it actually was worth something, these days, it's just more a giant PITA. And
not worth it.
It just clogs up. It slows down. Just invest in a good OS and let it do its thing. Install the updates when you get them.
Have you heard about the new Windows that looks like a Mac?
Yes.
You heard about this? Windows is basically, this just goes to show you that everybody, regardless of whatever they say, they just want the same thing.
And they want to copy everybody else because it's easier than coming up with something that is totally new and unique.
Yeah, because everybody wants it to look the same way. Everybody wants the same thing. That's the thing, is everybody wants it to look like a gooey iPhone-ish thing, function like an iPhone, but it wants to be Android, or wants to be Windows, or wants to be this other thing.
Right.
If I wanted an iPhone, I'd get an iPhone. If I want a Windows PC, I'm going to get a Windows PC. I don't want a Windows PC. I am an Android guy that prefers to be on Mac. I enjoy the experience, for me, better than a Windows machine. Yep. Windows to me is just meh. Doesn't mean you can't do a lot for it. Just I prefer the way that the Macs are. But it looks a lot like Mac OS. And I can't get around that. And it just blows me away. What else do we got? Okay, Jesus, I saw the note in here about Tim Apple.
There's a whole lot. I found more stuff about him today.
Okay, we're going to talk about this, but let me go ahead and tell you this. I removed my headphones, which was like taking off my earrings. So when my wife and I switched our MacBooks, see, we're MacBooks right there. There he goes to show you. I couldn't get her text messages then because by default on all the MacBooks, it turns on iMessage forever and under the sun. And when you sync your contacts, if you're in there as an email and you have iMessage, because I have an iPhone as well as my secondary device, she started texting me on my iPhone, and I responded like, "Why are you texting me on my iPhone? That's not my I don't even carry that with me all the time. My Pixel's right here."
It is shooting some rather crispy video of me right now, though.
It's a great phone. Like I'm not saying that it's a bad phone. What I'm saying is defaulting to an email address. I don't want to text an email address. If I wanted to text an email address, I'd send you an email. I want to send you a text message.
Which we don't like using anyway.
I hate email.
Email is a giant...
But I don't want to text my email address. I just want to text the phone number. I can't even imagine how loud that was.
All right.
I
They
did
should be
back
used to
away.
it. They should be used to it by now.
I did back away. The
You know-
idea to me, it's just simple. Why would you default to an email? Anyway, it defaulted to an email, and I couldn't get text messages from my wife. Although everybody else
Were
who
they
has an
coming
iPhone,
into your email box?
no,
text
they were
messages?
coming to my iPhone as a text message.
Oh, because of the email associated to set up the iPhone
Correct.
originally.
Such a pain in the ass. Like, why would you do that? I don't want that. It should recognize that you would almost like. Why would you ever default to an email? Like this is probably the thing that gets me about that whole Apple thing, right? Why would you ever default? Like everybody's like, iMessage. I have your email address. I can iMessage you. I don't want you to have that. Like I don't want because you could find my email address wherever.
Mm-hmm.
I have since turned all of that off. So if you find it, good luck. You still ain't iMessaging me. But why? That and then trying to figure out how to deregister. The fact that you have to deregister a phone number because you got iMessages, that seems problematic. You have a whole web page dedicated to deregistering a phone number because they turned on iMessage for your ecosystem. No, thank you. There's got to be a better way to do that. As a matter of fact, I know there's a better way to do it because Signal does it, WhatsApp does it, a whole slew of messaging services. Google's 11D messaging services figured it out how to do it. And Apple's like, nah, fam. We're still going to. Good God. It's by design. It's functioning as intended. I get it. But that intended functionality sucks.
And
I said what I said.
It's not surprising with the other news I saw about good old Tim Apple today is that in the past week or so, he has made personal emails and personal phone calls to members of Congress to allegedly warn them not to pass antitrust regulations that would affect Apple.
That doesn't surprise me. I'm sure that happens all the time.
But it goes back to show he is used to forcing other people to play in his sandbox, even if you don't like the rules.
Well, to be fair, though, and I can't believe I'm going to stick up for him because I'm really not. So I'm going to talk out of both sides of my mouth. That happens regardless. Every company, I bet, does that.
I'm sure they do, but it's usually their lobbying department. It's usually not the top of the line guy in charge who's making a personal phone call to Nancy Pelosi. That's what caught my eye today on the message boards and the news.
So I see that there's one Jennifer Sigmund that's entered into the chat that decided that she wanted to come. You want to come at the king?
I was going to ask.
Look, I'm going to tell you.
Who is that?
You don't know who that is?
I don't remember who it is.
Yes, you do. I assure you, you do.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I know who that is.
No, you don't, do you? You don't know. You just straight up lied to my face. You're like, I don't know who that is. Yeah, okay. You're like, oh yeah, I remember who that is. You're like, you have no damn clue who that is, do you? It's my sister.
I didn't know her last name or new last name.
That's not a new last name.
Whatever.
We're gonna get into that way later, but not fine. Live on the show.
That's okay. I figured that
louder
was
than it should have been.
Who it
not even slightly surprised. Why don't you
was.
shut your yapper? And I said that to my sister, so everybody can just say that Scott didn't just tell randomly.
It's your younger sister. You're
a
allowed,
woman in the chat to shut her yapper. That's my sister. It's my younger sister. I'm allowed to do what I want. I will do what I want, Jennifer. Jeez, God, cheese and crackers. Doesn't surprise me about the antitrust stuff. Literally at all when it comes to that. EA continues to spend big on mobile gaming. $1.4 billion in another acquisition. And I am very, very excited that Google is making a big push for Wear OS, TV, auto, tablet media to be reducing its commission. Because app developers will then develop on that.
Which means that more and they'll support them longer.
Yep.
New versions.
It means that they can actually still... they'll actually maybe they'll develop things for Android first and not just iPhone. I'm looking at you, all the camera manufacturers that make sweet, awesome apps on iOS, but then they're like, ha, suck it, Android, you get nothing. Really would rather have some pretty, like, there's great ones out there. I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Filmic Pro, great app for both iOS and Android. ProTake, same thing. Phenomenal app for both iOS and Android. And then I was really disappointed. And y'all know I love the Moment crew up in Seattle, but y'all got rid of your Android app because you just couldn't keep both. Makes me sad.
That's unfortunate.
Very sad. See, no, I'm not getting political. Y'all get political in the chat. I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Let's talk about Android. Let's talk about Amazon Prime Day. What a waste of 2 days. Blah.
Jeff Bezos does not need your money.
Why would you go political?
It's not political.
It is political.
It's financial.
Let's get out of that. Let's get out of controversial. Prime Day. Did anybody buy anything on Prime Day?
I saw that the OnePlus 8 that you just finally got rid of was marked down to the price you got rid of it for. So you did it like 2 days before they did.
Oh, hey-oh, what up? I see me working. I see me rolling.
No, I didn't even log on to look at anything.
There was nothing good. Like
because I didn't need anything. Number two,
there was nothing.
See
good.
My previous statement.
There was nothing good. Let's see what do I got. Nope. Amazon Prime Day was awful.
I haven't even seen any articles about numbers. What did it do this year?
Welcome to Adult Skate. We're going to talk about Amazon all the time. Gonna go to Amazon.
Oh, that's a big number.
What? How much do they make?
You really want to know?
Yeah, let's go for it. Let's get crazy. Can I wait? No, let me guess. They made $125 billion.
That's way off.
How far? Was I way short?
No.
$100 million. No. $400 million.
It's not that big.
$10 million.
$11.2 billion, which was up.
Wait, were you serious? Was it really billions?
Yes, 11.2 billion with a B.
Wow.
Dollars.
I was just joking.
In 2 days, which unbelievably was up 7.6% over last year when everybody was sitting at home with nothing to do.
Wow. Well, that's because everybody's now back to work.
But think about that. $5.6 billion
That's a lot of money
per day.
I mean, they sold awesome stuff.
Yeah.
What did they like? I didn't see anything at all that I liked.
Didn't even
remotely close.
Didn't even look.
I looked. It didn't feel like any other day to me. Like it didn't feel like, oh my God, this is amazing. I have to have this. I'm going to The Verge right now.
I will tell you one thing I did notice this year. A lot of competitors to Amazon were having their own anti-Prime Day deals.
Here's a perfect example. Are you ready? The Apple Magic Keypad. That thing is $350. By the way, I love it. I have one on mine, and it's phenomenal. Phenomenal. And it was marked down 43% at Best Buy.
Wow.
43%. Like, so Best Buy was running their own, the MacBook Air with the M1 processors, $900, normally $999. I mean, there was some modest. You could find them. The Surface Duo, Microsoft's phone, that I don't know why I want it, but I still do.
Because you love the idea of a phablet in
a
phone.
Love
a
it.
phone
Absolutely.
Size. Absolutely.
Oh my God, are you kidding? Everybody's talking about. Look, I gotta tell you, I was really excited. So you guys know, we get those Google rewards. If you're an Android person, and you have the Google Rewards app, you get rewards, usually like 10, 15, 20 cents, sometimes 50 cents for filling out a survey. The survey is usually about 5 questions. Do you like this thing? Were you here on this map? Did you recently Google this thing? That's typically the response for the survey that you get. It's all automated, and they give you some nickels and dimes if you fill it out. I got one today. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go a little TMI on you.
Oh, boy.
as I was using the facilities, you got that? As I was using the facilities, I got a notification for a reward. I was like, all right, cool. Let's go see what the survey's about. They asked a boatload of questions about foldable Androids.
Interesting.
And they hinted and hawed. They hinted
Hemmed and hawed. Or they hinted.
What?
They hinted at.
They hinted at or hinted and hemmed, hawed, hinted, hemmed and hawed at potentially a Pixel foldable.
Oh my goodness. I would actually buy a brand new phone if that happened.
I'm telling you.
I would buy a first gen device.
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. If I could figure out how to take two Pixel 5s
and slap them together,
and then make it fold, and then they actually and they function as an actual foldable, my heart may explode.
I mean,
I would have all the feelings.
I know.
The feelings.
I know we're not supposed to talk about it, but isn't that what the Pixel 7 you just got today is? Is two 5s attached with a folding glass hinge?
Don't have a Pixel 7. Don't have it. If I had a foldable, I would really be hard pressed.
Oh my goodness!
Oh
you would literally be foaming at the mouth, and
I would have the biggest
quaking in your boots not to be able to talk about it.
Cheshire cat grin when somebody in the comments would be like, "Well, show me your foldable Pixel, Scott." I'd be like, "I don't have it. I don't have it."
It'd be like one of those hostage videos where they're making you read a prepared statement. But...
I know, right? So see, still Pixel 5. I don't have the Pixel 7 foldable device.
You're blinking in Morse code.
Oh, God, I have...
from the top
From
row.
the top row! I know you can hear me, too! Oh! Obviously, you know that K Peach... in the comments section
is your incredibly better half.
I don't deserve her on a variety of levels, but there you go. There you have it. She threw me right under the bus.
and then backed
backed it up because I bet you she's not even watching anymore. So, okay. But no, I'm telling you right now, I still want the Surface Duo, which was a Prime Day deal, but it was a Prime Day deal for another competitor, which is probably the thing that I got to give Amazon a lot of credit for, is the fact that because of what they do, they are challenging the status quo of other big box competitors to say, step up your deals, step up your game. Mm-hmm. And I'll be honest, since they've done it, I've actually not bought from Amazon more, and I've bought from other big box stores like Best Buy much more frequently because they price match.
Right.
So I'll just walk in the store and get it, or I get it next day. Whereas with Best Buy, I actually get it next day. With Amazon, it's 2-day, but you never actually know if it's going to be 2-day because their logistics is a
worldwide
little
shipping is still a giant mess. Thank you, Suez Canal.
Yes,
and COVID. So
Miss Sheila, don't give into that. Miss Sheila, don't. I do like. You can say it.
Miss Sheila, you have my position to encourage
also position?
K-Peach.
Position?
I said permission.
I thought you said position. No. I was like, what's that?
You have my permission to encourage K-Peach all you want.
I think I need to turn down that light just a skosh. I think it's exposing my pores. A little too much.
I don't know.
Let's see what else.
I don't think you're zoomed in that far.
Looks like it's 636 and 650 at Microsoft for the Duo. That's really great. If you want to get an S thermostat, you can get that too. You can get a new Qi wireless charging stand at an all-time low of $15. Great question right here from Jason. Do you think Google will undercut the Galaxy Fold on price?
I think they can if they want to.
So I will go and say, so I guess you could say on June 23rd, Big Papa Peach says, did I just refer to myself in a nickname in third person? God, that's awful. I believe that they can, and here's why. If you look at what they've done with like the 3A, the 3A XL, the 4A, and then what I have to assume whatever the 5A will be. No, I don't have that either, because I know somebody's going to make a joke about it. I would say that they can get so much out of older stuff, like older lenses, older sensors, older things. Because you got to remember, like in the Pixel 5, it's still using old technology, because everybody talks about and gives Apple gives Google a bunch of crap for it, even though Apple does the exact same thing on a lot of the sensors and things of that nature. I would say that they absolutely have the ability to undercut the Fold price. If they could give you a foldable, oh boy, this is total conjecture, right? I'm going to make this up. Assume for just a hot second they could undercut the Fold and give you a foldable Pixel for $12.99. Boy, I tell you, that to me, $12.99 is that magical price point. And if you think about what they could do, it would probably have to be something roughly the size of a 4A 5G. So if you took two 4A, that's a really big phone though. Two 4A 5Gs. Imagine if you took two Pixel 3As and put them side by side. Or two, what is this one? The 4A? This is
I've
4A.
got the 4A.
You have the 4A? Imagine taking two 4As and putting them side by side. And if you did that, to me, that's roughly like that would be a good width in terms of the phone. Like if you could take two 4As and fold them over, 4A, look, it's $350. If they could figure out the hinge and the fold part, which is arguably the more expensive part, and then the glass or the flexible plastic, yeah, I think they could do it. I do believe that they could probably do it. Which, holy crap. Miss Sheila, going to miss Big Body Cadillac. I'm currently Big Body Jeep. But we're not going to put that acronym out there.
Well, you know.
Brother Dean would always throw that acronym out. Oh, God. A shark fin text says, I actually love Best Buy. What? What did I just say?
I don't know.
Did I just say Best Buy?
Best Buy.
Wow. Demonetized.
Yeah.
I actually love Best Buy. The only time they don't price match Amazon is on Black Friday. Really? Huh.
Well, and I think
didn't know that.
That's probably because most Black Friday deals are sold at a loss just to get people in the store and get the ancillary purchases. So Best Buy is running their own Black Friday deals, so they don't want to price match other people's even cheaper Black Friday deals, which will then go right back up to regular price the next day.
Okay.
Plus,
all right.
Who shops outside in the store on Black Friday anymore? That's just...
People still do that, man. There are lines of people that are still out there like crazy. No.
COVID.
If we were going to assume the Galaxy Fold 3 will start at $1,600, then $1,300 for a folding Pixel would be terrific. Yeah, I really believe that $12.99 to $13.99 price point's going to be big. I'll bet you anything it's going to be something very similarly to like other foldables that comes out. It's going to be it'll be like 128 gigs or 256 gigs. That's the only thing that you get. It comes in one size, a couple colors, like Mystic Bronze and Black or whatever the Samsung. I think this is called Mystic Bronze, I think, from the Samsung. That would be, that's what I'm thinking. Ike's Tech Talk says $12.99 is an instant buy for me. It's like, I'm telling you, insta buy for me. That thing would sell like crazy. And here's probably the bigger problem that Google's going to have is they're going to make like 51 devices and they're going to sell out like that.
Yeah.
Because Google is somewhat notorious for their logistics being a little on the sketch side.
So you were actually right in between your strokes. Mystic Black and Mystic Bronze were the two colors for the Galaxy Fold 2. So we can go out on a skinny limb here and say their Galaxy Fold 3 will be Mystic something.
So it'll be for Google's foldable, it'll be kinda something or just something. So it'll be kinda shale and just black, or kinda purple and just black, because that's what Google's naming
Right.
conventions typically have been in their phones, is kind of and
Did
this
they ever
thing.
do a little, like a little blue, a little red,
I think it's always been like
kinda or sorta?
kinda or sort of,
Okay.
or just black,
Yeah.
kind of blue. That's typically what it is, if I remember right.
The other reason I looked this up. The other reason why I think Google, if they want to, can beat anybody on the planet on bottom barrel pricing on phones. Take a wild guess at Samsung's total market cap net worth.
Oh, gee, I have no idea.
220-ish billion.
Okay,
Got
there
any
gotta be
ideas?
it's close to a T.
1.2 T is
Okay, so
Google. So they can afford to lose all the money on phones if they want to. So they can afford to beat everybody on price if they want to.
Chanel says, "Did I miss you guys mentioning the possible Apple iFlip?" What?
I haven't even heard of that.
I got to look it up. Can you look it up?
I can. I
I'm
don't
going to
know
assume
if it's
that that's
real.
their. I got to assume that that's their
Apple
foldable.
Flip. All right. Researching.
or rather, Apple Flip. It's probably if she gets us like, oh, it's like an Pop Tart flipping or something like that. Or is that really a thing?
There was an article, according to John Prosser, on June 1st.
Oh, well, I mean, Prosser has an 82.3% accuracy
The
rating.
iPhone Flip could be Apple's first foldable phone.
Hey, there you go.
Here's what we know so far.
Oh, so it's just Apple's foldable phone. Okay, yes, we haven't talked about Apple's foldable phone, but I didn't know it was called a Flip,
Yes.
to be fair. We'll come back to that as he's going to research that. Jason, to your point, if they were at $12.99, where does the Pixel 6 Pro fit price-wise? I would say
Scott will have a video about it next week.
I would say that it's probably going to be $12.99, $10.99, or $9.99. So $12.99, $10.99, $9.99, $8.99, $6.99, or something like that. It'll go down with that. Like, I'm hoping that whenever the 5A decides to show up, it's going to be about $4, because you got to remember what was the 4A was $350.
Mm-hmm. And the 5G was
The 4A 5G was
500?
400. 400? 399? 499? 499. I'm pretty sure it was 500. So I'm hoping that the 5A is like 400, 450. Like, if they could do 450, I think that would be really, really important. But they're gonna have a problem. Like, what's the distinction between the 4A 5G and the 5? Like, that's the biggest proponent. Like, the biggest thing right now is what's the difference. So I don't know that. What if it's kind of peachy, is like an orangey pinch?
I was
Oh
gonna
my
say,
God,
you
that
need-
would be amazing.
You need to put that one up on the screen.
Can we please? Okay, there are 14 of you, and probably like half of you are our own family.
Right. We need a write-in campaign to Google to name a phone kind of peachy.
Can we please tag me and made by Google on Twitter? I need a kind of peachy color. Like, I have to have it. As a matter of fact, I will go so far as to say, if Google makes a kind of peachy phone, I will put it in a shadow box frame
and never use it.
right there. I will put it in shot during every work call
For all time.
right here. Kind of peachy right there. I could probably put it over here because this is blue, but I'll just flip the lights and go whoop, and then do it the opposite way that way.
So currently on the Google Store, a unlocked 4A 5G is $500.
So I think if you could, well, first of all, the the 5A had better come in right there, if not cheaper.
Right.
Or what's the difference between the two? Like, what is the difference between the two? If you're going to tell me one's 550 and one's 500, what's the difference? And
Right.
Google, I haven't I'll be honest, I haven't read like a ton of leaks as it relates to the 5A.
Because the 5, the full boat, which you
It's
have,
$699, right?
yes, it's $700. So if you split the difference at $600 for the 5A, it's an upgrade from the 4A 5G, but it's not. It fits their pricing structure of the A model being a little bit cheaper.
Kind of peachy and sort of stats. Oh, what's your favorite color? Blue?
No, evergreen actually.
Really?
It has been since I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
I never guessed
Kind of
that.
a dark green.
Yeah, like a
dark
Christmas
forest
tree.
green, yeah.
Kenneth Daniels, I have been searching endlessly for an oh so orange 4XL. I have the white, so I have the Panda edition.
I didn't even remember they made an orange.
Oh my God, it is the most beautiful phone. It is gorgeous. It is the greatest color phone I've ever seen. It is the great. Okay.
Which one was it?
Next
the
thing.
4XL?
4XL. Next thing. If you know nobody has it. It's like a unicorn. If anybody knows where I can
buy
find
it on
one.
eBay right now for $530.
$500?
30.
$530?
Yeah. You said you wanted it.
Extortionists.
Price is no option.
I did not say that part. Extortion. Revolution. Good God. $500?
Just put it out there.
I'm going to debrand skin my white one. Oh, that's what I should do. I should debrand skin my Pixel 5.
You could. Hang on.
Oh, peachy color.
Get Boombox to help you get the perfect peachy color. Maybe even like a peach.
Why gotta have his help?
Because he's really good with that kind of design stuff.
I can Crayola.
It's fine. I was gonna say a nice little ombre effect cascading across the phone, but all peachy color. Your own D-brand skin or D-scan, whatever it's called.
Demonetized.
I didn't say any naughty words. You thought
You
them.
said D-scan.
I said D-brand.
Oh, my lungs. Oh, God. But the Oso orange is probably... I don't want to pay $500 for it. I wonder if Google has one laying around. Dear Google, send me all your stuff.
Send me all the things.
Send me all the things. All the color orange things. Amazing. Oh, God. Either cheap, really beat up, or minty.
What?
Bradley says, so if Google released a peachy 5A, would you take it instead of the 6?
Ooh. That is a great question. Bradley, well done. You're winning the question of the night so far.
That is a great question.
That might have to be like a live reaction video for your next post.
It depends on what they do with the cameras. I mean, if it's another modest
the truth comes out.
If it's just a modest upgrade, I think I take the color and just say like Google made this for me.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
That's what I would say.
And then you get it engraved. Absolutely. With your logo.
Laser engraved.
Yeah.
My logo is where the wireless charger goes.
Right.
So I have constant electric running through my face.
Yeah.
Something like that. Miss Sheila, I will text Scotty Boombox right after this show and make sure that we can get him on the show next time. Whenever he has availability. I know his kiddos have stuff in the evenings, but I will make it happen just for you. Chanel says it would be cool if they could make customizable phone colors, not cases, actual phone colors. Agreed, but Motorola did that. Motorola did that with the Moto X, where you could get like, you could customize it, but there was no quick turnaround.
Right.
And it was all sorts of expensive. But That's okay.
Somebody has done it.
Somebody has done it. It was just very, very expensive. All great questions tonight. Great questions. Great audience participation, as they say. Going back to the iFlip. I know that we finally got back to it. Apple's getting to a point where people are growing a little bit tired of their stuff. As I ranted a bit earlier about their inability to let people text message, but that they want to text a phone number. I think people are just growing. I think people are growing tired of tech in general. I think if there's just too much.
Well, I think part of that is there is so much out there to try to consume and educate yourself and then make an educated decision on where you're going to spend your hard-earned dollars. But let's not forget, for the majority of 2020, a lot of people were basically locked in their houses just with their tech. And yeah, they're tired of interacting with it.
Yeah, I can see it.
They either want a better experience, a less cumbersome experience, or they want no experience and they just want to get out and away from their tech. So yeah, I could absolutely see the next couple of years that being a delayed onset effect of manufacturers kind of pulling back a little bit, maybe only releasing a couple of things per year as opposed to just, oh, here's 12 new iPhone 12 models at 47 different price points, that kind of thing.
Oh, let's talk about, see, what else did I got? What else did I see? What was it? Oh, something about OneNote updating, not OneNote, OneDrive updating to add photo editing features like they did in Google Photos. Whatever. Excuse me. Miss Jayla, I will absolutely tell him that it is a personal request. Yeah, see, Kenneth talked about it right here. I had the Moto X 3rd Gen Pure Edition. Oh, man, the Pure Edition was so good. Google actually got the patent for where you double tap and then snap the selfie where you go like this. They actually got that feature in the patent from Motorola when they owned them for like 38 seconds.
Right.
And it was that I use that all the time. All the time. That's one of my most favorite like features when it comes to the camera app, because I can just when you accidentally open the camera and you're looking down at your phone and your phone's like and then you go like, oh God, and you like flip it around and take pictures of your kids. That's exactly what mine was like. I mean, it's pretty close. That's pretty accurate representation right there. I wonder if people don't like me anymore. It's just 10. I can see that. I don't like me anymore either. Pixel Pia, I don't like me.
It's been a long time since there's been like in this room.
Oh yeah, the like is
there's a lot of love in this room, but there's also a lot of just disdain. Unbridled hatred.
Disdain, a lot of disdain. Let's talk about the battle for. We talked about this on the golf course, and I got to talk about it here. As we have gone backwards as a society. We have gone backwards as a society. Way back in my day, back in
82.
Nope, 19 and 41.
Oh Lord, I don't even remember where you're going with this.
19 and 41, we used to put on the talkie machine.
Oh,
and the talkie machine used to talk at me.
This was the great conversation.
This was a great conversation. We as a society are going a little bit backwards, and I'm kind of here for the energy. And what I'm talking about is we are going back to the days of radio because we're doing things like Clubhouse, Twitter Spaces, Green Room from Spotify. God knows who else has some sort of audio podcasting, live audio streaming service that they have out there where anybody can go host room, have a radio channel. Effectively have your own radio channel at Wheaton, at will whenever you feel like.
And people can tune in and tune out whenever they want. If they don't like what you're talking about, they can change the channel.
And now you know the rest of the story. We have gone backwards as a society, which is not bad. we've gone backwards as a society to say I don't
wouldn't necessarily say backwards. What you said,
what did I
it was
say?
actually Sunday. It wasn't when we were on the golf course.
Oh.
It's when we were driving back and forth to all over the place moving mowers on Sunday.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We have come full circle from disembodied voice coming out of the thin air through an electronic device sitting on your kitchen table to now a disembodied voice coming out of a cell signal from a satellite sitting from your phone or your laptop or your tablet on the kitchen table.
Yep.
But we've done everything with video.
Yeah.
And now we've gone just back to audio with podcasting and Twitter Spaces and Clubhouse and all that.
And I love it because I can do that from my phone. I can take my 4A right here. 4A, USB-C at the bottom, headphone jack at the top. I can put this thing in between the Shure MV7 microphone that you have.
This one.
Yep. And then headphones in one. I can monitor myself. I can host an entire show where I can get anybody from around the world through a device that costs $350 when in the 40s and 50s and when they had, I don't even know if that timeline's actually accurate.
It's not bad.
I'm looking at you. You're my historian on all
It's
this
not
whole
bad.
thing. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you could bump it back to the 20s and 30s and for sure be right.
But the idea is you can sit around listening to people from all over the world talk about all of these different things and never actually see what their face looks like. And I love it.
Yeah.
I really like it. Like I don't look at it a lot. I don't listen to a lot. But the fact that we have that medium that is available, man, I really like that.
And
a lot.
I think Pixel Pia's point here is the same one that I take out of it the most, because when I'm going for a walk or a run or a long car drive or just want to tune everything out but not have to actively be engaged with whatever I am consuming, I will turn on a podcast. Usually it's pre-recorded, it's not live, but still just a disembodied voice coming out of my phone speaker or my Pixel Bud 1s or my Pixel Bud 2s or a smart speaker or something like that, and just listen.
Yeah.
There's no visual interaction. I don't have to do anything with my hands. It's just there providing me with entertainment and sometimes information and knowledge.
And see, that to me is great. The only downfall that I have right now is I don't know which interface to use yet. Clubhouse, I'm still mad at them about the whole Android thing. I mean, I get it. They're there, but it's not the point. Twitter Spaces is actually really interesting because then it's curated to people that I follow, which is in a way what I'd like. But then I stepped into Spotify's green room and I immediately walked right back out the door because I was like, this is overwhelming. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know anybody. I don't know anything. I had just a stupid ass username and it's now linked to my green room and I don't know how to change my username. And it's like, well, to hell with this. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go back to the safe space of either Clubhouse or Twitter Spaces. I have hosted rooms on Clubhouse and just truly enjoyed it. It's a lot like this, actually, just with a boatload of people.
Right.
Or people you can invite to the stage. And next up on stage.
I know where you're going with it.
We're going to stop right there. We're going to next up on stage.
Jennifer Tassels.
Candy Apple.
Singing Baby Powder Blues.
Yeah, sure about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That to me, it's great and it's empowering. However, I have somewhat of an opposite effect of you. Is I want to engage, so I have the phone in my hand then. Like I actively want to talk, which shouldn't shock any of you that I want to talk.
But you're also engaging more with live stuff than I do.
Fair.
So I do a lot of podcasts or, books on digital and things like that to where there's nothing to engage with.
Hey. I mean...
Careful how you read that, because I had to read that sentence twice. So it's more like the old advice columns, that kind of thing. I
Oh.
think that's what she means.
Oh no, I meant
Growing.
Jason's comment.
But that completely threw me off. So you engage with live audiences or interactions or viewers versus I just consume multiple types of media.
So yeah, I agree. Pixel P is also right. Like, I think it comes down to you consume media different than I consume it. And so for me, the rooms are a place where I can connect more. I've met a ton of great people on Clubhouse, and I really, really, really like it. It's just a little. It's a little repetitive, and not a little repetitive. It is really freaking repetitive. It's the same stuff over and over again, and that gets right into Pixel Pia's point. Talking about growing in love rooms, how to get love in 38 seconds by the man or the woman down the street. That's one. Or making billions in 5 seconds or 5 minutes, like Pixel Pia says. That's just, it's not even remotely close to reality. It is not reality. I like rooms that are grounded in reality, but the problem is when you get into a room, depending on if you have somebody on stage, they can go just a little bit sideways, and then the reality is right out the window.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is like, you really, as a host, you really have to curate the guest list, so to speak, on stage.
Imagine this. Not only have we come full circle back to disembodied voice audio, what you just described is a research panel on stage with a really good moderator controlling the conversation.
That's exactly what it is. Like, that's the thing is like, it's the same.
We're back in hotel ballrooms attending conferences.
That's exactly what it is. It's the same type of thing, just in a different form. Like, literally a different form, being like, it's in a phone, it's in the cloud. It's the same stuff. I'm gonna sell you. I'm gonna tell you right now. I got a timeshare in Jamaica that I think would make a great timeshare for you to share, but you got to listen to my spiel for the next 38 minutes. And after the 38 minutes, you're going to sign up for this timeshare, and you're going to be amazing. That's literally what Spaces and Clubhouse. I'm going to make you $1 billion. I'm going to give you the best thing. Here's the top 5 things that you need right now to make $1 billion. There's rooms like that right now on Clubhouse.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Jamaica, man. There are rooms right now.
That was a Wisconsin Jamaican accent.
Whatever. I'm not very good at it. But that's the problem with those rooms right now. But if you get a good one, I hosted a good one that I always come back to, and I always get super excited about this because I'm a huge supporter of things related to mental health. And so I moderated a room, and I started a room in Clubhouse about mental health, and it became 50 people deep. Quickly, like 50 people deep. It was me and Maddie Gray and technically Teed, really just talking about what it's like just surviving doing full-time regular work and full-time YouTube at the time. And it's just a grind, and it's exhausting, and it's emotionally draining, and it's physically draining, and it's anxious and depressive and all of these things. And it was nice to know that I wasn't alone. That's the best part about those rooms. That is the thing you find out very quickly, that you're not alone. But you got to be careful, because it could become an echo chamber really quickly. Okay. We're 53-ish minutes deep. Do we have any other random parting wisdom that we would want to give?
I don't. Not this week.
Okay. Well, started... What?
My dad wanted to know why there is a worldwide chip shortage. I gave him 2 very quick answers over the phone when he initially asked me the question. So I want to see, with your wealth of knowledge being plugged into all things tech, if you agree with me or if you have a different idea. So my 2 quick answers were COVID, because it shut down factories, workers had to go home. There ended up being a giant backlog, and all of the big producers get first dibs because they pay the most money.
No, that's not entirely true.
And then the other secondary reason is cryptocurrency miners have been yanking every chip off the shelf that they can get for the past 5 years, and that is also contributing to the worldwide shortage.
Not entirely accurate either.
Okay, awesome.
So
What's your thought?
With the cryptocurrency, they're getting like whole cards, not just chips, but like
Yeah.
whole setups. The chips are in there, yes, but I would argue that's not even the main factor. So like you talk about all the time, there are literally parking lots of cars that cannot be finished because they're looking for a semiconductor. And this chip shortage, what really came out is the reason why there's a chip shortage is simply because of poor planning. Like the answer is not, it is nothing more than just really bad logistical and workforce planning. That is, to me, simply the answer. And here's why I say that. The mobile smartphone industry said, okay, obviously people are going to be inside a lot. Therefore, I'm going to buy and get all of the chips. And then what happened was car manufacturers or other manufacturers of other things that weren't like a smartphone or some sort of personal gadget, they said, cancel all my orders, cancel all of them. And then when they did that, the players in the space, much to your point, they bought they bought their chips and then sat on the backlog of them. Like they basically stashed up a whole bunch. And so they have a bunch of semiconductors just waiting in their warehouse effectively. Whereas these now car manufacturers and other people who canceled their orders, they went right to the back of the line. And these semiconductor producers, these chip producers, they let staff go. Like they let people go because they're like, well, no one's going to buy anything. And all of a sudden the economy started to kind of roar back and people were buying cars and buying things that required these chips
and electronics
and people flat out, they just didn't have the ability to get them because so really the whole reason there's a chip shortage is because people suck at planning and predicting the future. That's truly the God's honest reason, I believe, why there's a chip shortage.
I like it.
That's where I got it. All right, Stats, where can they find you?
Helix Heinlein on the tweet machine. I've actually been fairly active this week, more than I usually am. Making fun of Scott, but again, active. And then Country Smith on the Instagram for political viewpoints and cooking videos.
True story. You can find me at Scott Peachy on Twitter and at the Scott Peachy on Instagram. Typically on my Instagram, it's about golf, myself, my car,
Singing,
something like that. On Twitter, you get a variety of just about everything, and I mean literally just about everything. So who knows? Check us out over there. We will be back next week, probably actually at 8 p.m. this time.
We'll see.
Mostly. So
I'll take the over on that.
You take the over? All right, I take the over on that. All right, well, we'll chat soon. Everybody be good. Have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you. Catch you on the flip side.
Talk to you later.